Hey friends, I hope you are having a good Monday. I wanted to share something that I've been thinking this week regarding the condition of our heart. According to the Bible, the heart could be considered either good or evil. And this is a particular story that made me to think about those lines that the heart of a person was revealed in an interesting way. And the story is about this king who called all the people that were indebted to him, and they brought this man who had, like in our currency, millions of dollars. And the person said that I haven't been able, but I will pay, as usually debtors say. They want to have more time. But the king said, you had enough time, you are going to be sold, you and your family and all your possessions, and to see how much we can make out of that. But then he pledged, please give me more time. And for some reason, the king decided to have mercy. The king decided to say, okay, I am going to forgive you. I'm going to forgive the debt, let's say. That was more correct. I'm going to forgive the debt. And so you go free. Otherwise, he needs to go to prison. Um, and what happened is that after this person went out, he found a common friend, a common servant, somebody else who has borrowed from him a couple of hundred of dollars. And he choked him and said, give me my money. And the other person used the same words and said, please give me more time. The same words that this guy used when he pleaded with the king. But we can see that this forgiven person were not so open to do the same. So he went to prison and put the person who was indebted to him a couple of hundred of dollars. And he said, stay there until you pay. But what happened is that all this story has been seen by other people, and those people who knew what the king did, they went and reported to the king, saying, look what happened to the guy that you just forgiven. So the king was angry, and I believe that I might be too if I'll be in that way. Why? Because the king expected that the mercy that he showed to this person might be multiplied, and this person could be a better person, because I believe he knew that he had debtors himself, and possibly said, I'm giving you my example, you just go and do likewise. So the king was angry, and he said, why you were so merciless towards your common fellow? I forgive you, but you didn't. So because you act in this way, you are going to prison until you pay every dime. And when I think about that is that this guy has no chance to pay anything. He hasn't been able to pay anything while was free, and now in prison has less chance. So I think the meaning is that he's not getting out from prison. He's there, and why is there? Because he thought that his actions towards other fellow debtors were okay. He can receive forgiveness from those who are higher than him, but he is not delivering the same. And what is about the evil and good in our hearts? Because the king said something very interesting. O wicked servant, you are wicked. And I thought about that. Wow. He revealed his heart when he had the opportunity. I believe that he had the same heart. Even when he pleaded mercy to the king, and when he said, forgive me, he was wicked. And he didn't change his heart. He chose to stay wicked. He chose to stay evil. And it was not visible until the moment that a situation faced him to make a decision towards the fellow friend. So I hope that this thing will make us think. Yesterday I spoke in the church regarding forgiveness, how important is to forgive. When we as Christians understand that Christ has died for our sins, God has forgiven us because of him, and because we plead guilty and we say mercy. And he said, go now and do likewise. Forgive, not forget, forgive. Things that people will do will hurt us, but nevertheless, you should forgive. It's not easy, but is very much needed. Otherwise, you yourself stay in prison of unforgiveness. So I encourage you to think in those lines. If you are not able to forgive, means that you need forgiveness of God, means that you haven't yet understood that God forgives in a way that is incomparable with any human forgiveness. So every person who have received the forgiveness of God has a chance to reflect that. So I just want you to think about that, and let's be this week a week where we can think about our heart, how good, how evil our heart is, and if we are able to forgive, and if not, ask God for help. Okay, have a blessed week, and thanks for listening. God bless.